While everyone wondered who killed Tupac, Snoop blamed the man that was driving the car he got shot in that night.
The most feared figure in all of hip-hop.
You put all of our lives in jeopardy like that, you don't care about Pop.
And confronted him face to face.
Come up to my room, ain't gonna be nobody in there, just me and you. This either the moment you gonna kill me, and we gonna get some clarity in this air.
But did Snoop Dogg know something was going to happen that night?
The next day, when we turned on the news, all we seen was the yellow tape, and it just was all bad.
Shakur was shot 4 times after leaving the Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas in a car driven by Marion Suge Knight, head of his label, Death Row Records.
So I jumped in my Hummer, and we drove to Vegas. Suge was at home. He was standing up, but he had like a patch of his hair was wrapped up. And he came and explained to us as far as what had happened.
He told them he did it. He told them he passed the gun. He said that Von Zip took half the money for the hit. Now keep in mind, they said that P. Diddy had something to do with it. He's supposed to gave $1 million or something, but I don't know how true that is. I don't know the details deeply about what P. Diddy supposedly had did, and P. Diddy locked up right now. So I don't know too much about that situation, but I do know that they keep saying now Snoop Dogg, he conspired to do something to Suge Knight. But keep in mind, Suge Knight is a part of Tupac. They came up together like this. Suge Knight used to be MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice, you feel me, mediator. He was in the middle of everything. He the one that went over there and told him to release all that stuff and stop making music. Like, dude, it's sad, man, because it shouldn't have took this long for them to find who actually did this to Tupac. I would like to say they set that man up. They set Tupac up, and they knew that if Tupac would have been in that driver's seat of that BMW, he would have got up out of this situation, and this one never came to this, to the point where we, 28 years later, saying R.I.P. Tupac. He wasn't number 20-some years old. Now, regardless of how they look at it, when they do go to trial, they said that they're going to bring every potential witness to the stand that they need. They're going to get the security footage from the MGM. And keep in mind, right there on Koval, Flamingo, y'all already know it's cameras everywhere. Regardless of how they looked at it, they bogus for what they did to Tupac. And Tupac, he got a family too. Tupac, he got people that love him. He didn't want to get did like that, and it's wrong because one beef led to another one. Next thing you know, East Coast versus West Coast. At the end of the day, I want to know who rocking with Tupac. If you a fan of Tupac, drop the RIP Tupacs down in the comment section and hit the like button if you feel that they set him up all in one package because they knew exactly what they did. They thought they was going to get away with it. That was the thing. Whenever you think you're going to get away with something, it always come back on you tenfold. You can't put yourself in these situations thinking that it's going to be an easy escape. Tupac, he made a way for a lot of people, a lot of rappers, a lot of singers. Tupac, he was diverse. He could sing, he could rap, and he was a person who was funny. Tupac, he did what he did. You know, he pissed a lot of people off and made people mad, but according to the evidence, it goes to show that they looking at everybody who was in Tupac corner to see why did this escalate to this? And this is why they broke down the full story of everything that went down, man. I want y'all to know, Gene Deal been saying for years that P. Diddy had something to do with what happened to Tupac. Nobody believed it. I don't know how true this is of Snoop Dogg conspiring to do something to Tupac all because of the beef with Suge Knight, but I hope this ain't true, Snoop Dogg, man, because I rock with you, Snoop Dogg. At the end of the day, I want everybody to know Snoop Dogg and Tupac, they was hand in hand. They was making music together. They was doing shows together and getting money together. And then next thing you know, somebody came in between all that. Regardless of what happened, Mike Tyson already said he saw everything that went down and he saw the tension and the F from when everybody was up there in the audience of that fight. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you're a fan of Tupac. Let me know if you think that they set Tupac up. Jada Pinkett Smith Every time she looked at Diddy, all she thought about was Tupac. Keep in mind, Jada Pinkett Smith and Tupac, they was like this. They probably would have been married right now if Tupac would have never got hit up like that, man. They did Tupac dirty. They weren't supposed to never do that to no person who actually doing good and helping people, regardless of the music he made that made people upset, because he was doing a lot of dissing from the beginning before all the drill and everything even came around. Next thing you know, Tupac making Dear Mama, all type of stuff. Like, come on now, we already know Tupac songs. He got the greatest hits. Let me know if you feel that they bogus for what they did to Tupac. I'm so glad they came out with this information, because now we finna see everything unfold. And if Snoop Dogg has something to do with it, man, you bogus for what you did, man. The feds is apparently investigating Tupac murder. They mentioned Snoop Dogg name and the beef that they had going on. Now keep in mind, Greg K, he been working on this case for years, over 20 years now. They came back 28 years later to get Keffe D. Keffe D, he was the one who kept making books and doing interviews saying what he did to Tupac. Now Keffe D, he one of the notorious gang leaders of the Crips. We know for a fact that Tupac, he talked to Mike Tyson when he went to that game. Next thing you know, Tupac ended up getting hit up. R.I.P. Tupac. I would like to send my condolences to Tupac and his family, because his family is the ones grieving right now. Keffe D, he pulled up. He was the one shooting out the window, and there was somebody shooting out the back. Now keep in mind, regardless of who had the gun, they bogus for doing this to Tupac, because Tupac ain't do nothing but tell Snoop Dogg that he don't want to have no ties in certain stuff that they had going on, because keep in mind, they were signed to the same label. They were signed to Death Row Records. He didn't want to have no parts in Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight getting into it. Now, Snoop Dogg, he blew the beef out of proportion, because he was actually trying to protect himself and say that he was going to hurt Suge Knight or anybody who came back there to that side of the room where he was at on that plane. Now, keep in mind, they was leaving from doing the show. He was already supposed to hop on another flight, but he told them, man, can I bring my security on here with us? Suge Knight said, no, you can't bring nobody on here with us. You have to come by yourself.
He's charged in one of the most notorious cold case killings in modern American history. And this morning, the man known as Keffe D is breaking his silence from behind bars.
Nearly 30 years ago, became one of the nation's most notorious unsolved murders.
Hey, Keith, Metro Police, come over here.
Then in 2023, a breakthrough when prosecutors charged this man with ordering the hit, the only person arrested for Shakur's murder, who now tells ABC News authorities have the wrong man.
I'm innocent. I ain't killed nobody, never did ever kill nobody. They don't have no evidence against me. Came and put me in Las Vegas.
61-year-old Dwayne Keffe D. Davis says the night of the murder, September 7, 1996, he was in Los Angeles, 300 miles from the Las Vegas intersection where Tupac Shakur was gunned down.
You can't have nobody sitting back, putting themselves in a situation, and you can't retaliate really, because you're on a plane and you don't have no type of protection or weapons really to actually help you. So that escalated to where Snoop Dogg looked at Tupac some type of way, because Snoop Dogg, he knew that Tupac was still under Suge Knight's wing. And everybody know for a fact, if you a fan of Tupac, man, drop the RP Tupac down in the comment section, man.